Hi guys, welcome back to CAD Jewelry Projects. In today's video, we're diving into another CAD jewelry design inspired by AI jewelry concept from ChatGPT. Feel free to follow along as we transform this AI design into CAD production model using Matrix9, applicable to Rhino and MatrixGold as well. Before we start, a big thanks to everyone watching and subscribing. I appreciate you all. Okay, let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our finger size. Ring rail, it's gonna be about size 7. And then let's go to through finger view, pull out our gem center stone. This will be approximately about 5.4 millimeter, so about 0.6 of a carat. Then from here, let's pull this up from our ring rail. Pull this up by 2.5 millimeter. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and create our center prong, which is 4 prongs. Okay, go to intercurve. Over here, let's draw a line here like so. Okay, and then from here we want to use a tool called pipe. Use pipe about 1 millimeter. Okay, we'll start with this. Later on we can always change this, so let's design this first draft. Okay, we're gonna mirror this to the other side. Okay, there we go. Then now let's create this cushion line over here. So let's draw a rectangle with the center on and rounded. Press F4. Okay, and then it's gonna be almost like a circle, but it's not. There we go, like so. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay, and then from here we want to go ahead and pull out a gem that is about 1.3. Okay, let's pull this up, and then from here we want to draw another circle in the center of this, outside of that small gem. Okay, and then we want to go ahead and offset this about 0.2, like so. Then from here, let's go ahead and polar array by, let's say, 16. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a good start. So now we can hide our gems. We can hide our metal layer 1. Okay, or what you can do is you can select this here, all this, and then you can type hide. It should hide your stuff, what you want to hide. Okay, all right, then from here we want to trim. You can select all these circles and then click trim. Then you can select the inside, because we only need the outside, the scallop look that we want. Okay, there we go, and then press join. Okay, from here you can now show everything. Hey guys, I think my mic is broken, so I'm gonna have to do a voiceover on this tutorial. From here, what I did here is I went ahead and went to through finger view, pull all the gemstones for the halo that we're creating. Then from here, basically I was talking about how to make that scallop look for our halo. Then basically here what I'm doing here is we're doing the we're making this halo manually, so we have to pull that inside curve that I did. We have to make a copy of that, and then from here we want to rotate this gems. Rotate it by about 15 degree, so that way it's a little bit angled. And then from here we want to do a fillet. Yes, we're doing a fillet corners by about 0.25. Okay, there we go. Then look at it from this side view, pull it down a bit. Okay, and then now from here we're gonna make a copy by holding Alt and then move your gumball by 0.25. Here we go. Then from here we're gonna offset this about 0.35 millimeter, and then we're gonna fillet the outside curve again that we did. Okay, about 0.25. Okay, so basically we're making the curves outside. Okay, and then now we hide their gems. And from here, what we're doing here is we're building these lines and making them have the same points. So I believe I did rebuild this by about 150 points each lines by 3 degree. There we go. So now if you look by points on each line, so we here have about 150 points. Okay, rebuilding points is very important, guys. You will find out more of that later on once you start building from surface to surface. Okay, then from here we're putting a basically a line that will be a profile for our, so that when we sweep this we can use sweep 2. Okay, go, and then now we're sweeping this sweep 2, use sweep 2, use that line and the line that we just created. There we go. Okay, and then from here we can just use loft. You can type LOFT, loft. There we go. We're using loft inside here too. And then over here I think it's much better to use sweep 2. Okay, so you create your profile again, then we're doing a sweep 2. Okay, then from here we want to offset another line outside going towards our gems. I think we offset that by 0.7 or 0.8 or so. Okay, you can do, I believe it's much better to use sweep 2 over here, so it's much more clean. There we go. Now I went ahead and actually redo this, and I made this a little bit more rounded. So I went ahead and delete this, I believe. And then we're gonna create a line a arc direction line. Okay, from here, draw arc direction, then look at it from the side view. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna use sweep 2 over here. Sweep 2. Okay. Then now we're gonna make the same line. We're gonna offset this by 0.5. Okay. All we did is we just copied the one on top, and then we're gonna do a loft again over here. All right. Remember, guys, we're making the halo, okay? The halo with scallop look on the edge, and then we're gonna put Milgrains on it later on. Okay, then from here, well, what I did here is I went ahead and looked at it from the side view. Okay, and then we're gonna make that arc direction again. Okay, there we go. And the thickness of this, the height of this will be about 1.4. So I went ahead and used a measurement so that way I know where to point at. It stopped at 1.4. There we go. There we go. There you go. So now you have that. That will be our profile when we do a sweep 2. Okay. Then I even tried to do a sweep 1 over here, but I didn't like how it came out, so I went ahead and delete that, even though it looks okay, but I still don't like how that turned out. So I went ahead and create the inside a little bit more, and then offset this. You know, offset this. What did I offset here? About 0.7, I think. Before I did that, I went ahead and hide the gems and the prongs. Okay. All right. So we offset that's about 0.7. Okay, and then we're gonna create another going down the bottom, another cushion shape. We only did a copy on that, so if you're wondering what I did on that. Okay, over here, we're creating a line so that way we can use sweep 1 or sweep 2. I even tried to use loft, but it's not working, so I went ahead and hide everything, and then we're gonna create a lines over here so that we can use sweep 1 or sweep 2. There you go. Okay, and use sweep 2. There you go. Then we can use sweep 2 again. Go, and then sweep 1 over here at the bottom. There we go. And then I went ahead and joined the 3 of them, show everything, and then now we can do a duplicate duplicate edge on this. There we go, and then we're gonna rebuild this by same thing, 150 by 3, so that way it have the same points on this curves right here, and then we're gonna use sweep 2, and let's see how that turned out. There we go. There we go, guys. That's basically how I would do that kind of scallop halo. And you can't do that on the builder, you have to do it manually. Okay, so there we go. So now we're creating our prongs. This is a bead setting prong, so you can do 0.5 over here. There we go. Okay. Adjust it however you want over here. Okay. I tried to save it. Try to make sure you save it all the time when you're making your jewelry designing. You're saving along the way, so that way you don't lose any projects, or if something happened when it crash, you still have something. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it all the way from the scratch again. So over here, I think I was talking about how to design the shank, and what I did here is the AI here is trying to make small diamonds on the side, but it's so thin. The metal is so thin, so we have to make sure we have to basically. I decided not to do that. So later on you'll see some trick on how some techniques on how I build that side shank that we have here. So over here I'm making the Milgrains. And I'm only making this top section because we can do a polar array. So I went ahead and trimmed the side, and there you go. That's the only line that I'm gonna use. You can do a rebuilder here. Milgrain is about 0.4. There you go. Okay, from here we went ahead and used polar array from here, and then now we're gonna create the inside Milgrain for our halo. Okay, we use iso curve, and then we went ahead and rebuild it. So that way when you do a Milgrain, it'll be smooth when you there we go, like so. Okay, right. And then from here I went ahead and saved the file that we have, and then look at it from this side shank. I was trying to explain why basically I think the AI is having trouble putting stones on these metals right here on the shank. So I went ahead and ignored that, and we're just gonna make this smooth and with the Milgrain on. Okay, right. And I have a very good trick over here on how to flow along the surface, so stay tuned if you want to learn how I did that. So looking at from through the finger view, we went ahead and draw a iso curves. Okay, and then from here adjusting the points. Okay, and then the most important thing over here on flowing along the surface later on is when you rebuild this, rebuild this by 10 and 3. Okay, you want to have the same points when you do a create UV curves. Okay, so over here we did the surface extrude all, okay, by about 5 millimeter on both side. Okay, and then we're gonna
use a tool called Create UV Curves. Okay, and there you go. From here, a square box will show up on the ground on the bottom on your plane, and then from here we're gonna draw a line in the center of that, and then we want to rebuild this line the same thing, the rebuild points that we did on the shank for the shank. Okay, so make here we go. We want to rebuild this by 10 and 3 as well. Okay, that's the way your flow along the surface will be smooth when you have the same points. Okay, okay. Then I went ahead and ex we extrude this line, go in this direction. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna make that shape. It's almost like a marquee shape. So I went ahead and pull out a dummy stone, which is to be the marquee. Okay, and this is gonna be the basically our guide to create that shape. All right. Here, I'm trying to see if we can fit 3, so we can make it a little bit smaller. Then I went ahead and used a gem profile, so that way I'll create that line that we need, the marquee lines. Okay, here we go. And then from here I went ahead and look at it and see if it'll fit 3, so it's a little bit bigger, so I went ahead and redo that. I went ahead and make it a little bit smaller. Okay, there we go. So basically I said that actually looks good, so we can now go ahead and do a fillet corners over here by 0.25. Then we're gonna duplicate here over here in the middle and then mirror it to the other side. All right, so basically we now have 3. Okay, and from here we went ahead and look at it on the side view, and then we're gonna extrude this. Extrude not both but just going up. There we go, we extrude it by about 0.5. all right, we extract the surface on the top, and then we're gonna duplicate edge on this. There we go. So now we have our guide, and from here I went ahead and draw an iso curve going to the side view. There we go. Okay, we're gonna use sweep 2 over here. All right, I went ahead and duplicate here and here. Over here it's still a little bit big, so I went ahead and adjusted it. There we go. Okay. So now let's go to through finger view. From here, what I want is I want the right side to be about 1.7 millimeter, and then the left side will be about 1.2. Okay, so now I went ahead and measure it, use the measurement about 1.7 over here, and then 1.2 on the other side. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna use a tool called Cage Edit bounding box. Okay, and then adjust the points based on the measurement that we just did. Okay, there we go. For 1.7 and then gradually going to 1.2. All right, there we go. And then from here, I went ahead and save it again. And then we're now going to use flow along the surface. Okay, we're going to select the object, the marquee shapes, the shank. We're going to go ahead and select all three of them. Okay, and then we're going to click flow along the surface. It's going to try to find our base. So the base will be our corner of the bottom. Here we go. And then the target will be over here on the shank. And voila. There you go. As you can see, it looks really good over here on the side. That's how you basically use the flow along the surface. As long as you have the same points on your target and on your base, you will have a good flow when you use that flow along the surface. Okay. Right. So from over here, I believe I was trying to explain here that, you know, having same points on your baseline and on your target will be really good. So I went ahead and you can now delete all this on the top though. Wait, not yet. Actually we went ahead and pull out some gems about 1.5 millimeter, and then these gems right here we're gonna flow along the surface as well to our target, to our shank. There we go. Okay, adjust it a little bit little. There we go. And then now we're gonna flow this to our target. So okay, here we go. So we now have side stones on our shank, right? So now I went ahead and tried to fill this. 5.2. There you go, it worked. Fill it the rest of them. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and mirror this to the other side. Then we went ahead and add profiles for our bottom shank. We made this, I believe I made this about 1.8 millimeter width, and then the height will be about 1.5 millimeter. Okay. We added another profile going to the right and made the height a little bit tinier, taller, about 1.6, and then we went ahead and sweep it. Sweep 1, we're using sweep 1. Then over here, I noticed that the center prongs that we have is sticking out on the bottom, so I went ahead and used 1D scale. There we go, so that way it's hiding a bit, it's not too awkward. And then from here, we're making the connection for our gallery. All right, so I went ahead and used that marquee shape that we have on the right side, and then we're gonna do a we're gonna adjust this using bounding box or cage edit. There we go, we made it a little bit smaller. Adjust it a little bit. Okay, check it. Then we adjust it by page edit. Page edit, guys, is really powerful. If you start using it, you can basically, once you know the tools, you can bend some rules so that way you can design anything you want. All right, so I went ahead and rotate copy on the right side, on the bottom right side. There you go. Made it a little bit more smaller, and then do a 1D scale. There we go. And guys, if you think that if you feel like I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video and rewatch any section you like. And also, at the end of this video, I have a quick presentation animation for this project, so I hope you guys like it. Keep staying tuned. We're almost there. All right, so now from here, I went ahead and I believe I adjusted this a little bit more because I saw it is sticking out over here. So there you go. Next here, we're gonna make the under bezel, and then the prongs. Two prongs on each stone for the shank that we have, right? Okay, under bezel, offset it by about 100, scale it by 120%. Do a prong adder, choose 2 prongs only. There you go. And then we can do match attributes for this, for the bezel. There we go. And then do the rest, add 2 prongs on each stones. And then now we can mirror all of this on the other side. There we go, mirror it. Okay. And then for this last part, we are gonna be making the Milgrain. So go. Milgrain, we've done this few times already, a lot already. So you extract an isocurve on your surface, and then that isocurve, you can use that to make your Milgrain. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna do a Milgrain on just the half side because, as you know, we can always mirror it, right? So do a 0.4 Milgrain, 0.4 millimeter Milgrain. That should work. Should work for production and for rendering as well. Okay. Go. Then I went ahead and grouped that and mirrored to the other side and to the other side. There we go, guys. That's basically how I did this design. There's multiple ways to do it, but that's just how I do it. Alright, if you think this video was helpful, like, share, and subscribe. Drop any questions or requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.